Well, join me, Marcus, as I take a walk around sunny Neath in the footsteps of Alfred Russel Wallace. So who was Alfred Russel Wallace? Well, more about him a bit later. And the walk, well, I'm not doing the walk alone today. I'm doing it with a Neath local. You may have met him before, Oliver. He was in my Neath Abbey walk. He knows more about the area and Wallace, and he's actually a member of the Neath Antiquarian Society. And the walk itself, well, it's about 4 miles, 6.5 kilometres, and should take us about an hour and a half. We are starting quite early because it's going to be a hot one today. While I'm waiting for Oliver to turn up, who was Alfred Russel Wallace? Well, he was a biologist, explorer, naturalist, geographer, and he came up independently with the theory of evolution through natural selection. By the way, Alfred Russel Wallace, Russell is spelt with one L. Very soon we'll come across a sign where there's a spelling mistake, I think. Anyway, the starting point. We're starting here at the entrance to the ruins of Neath Castle. And as usual, I'll put the links to the map and the starting point in the description below. So Oliver's turned up. He's going to be my expert guide.
Emphasis on the expert.
Yeah, I was quickly saying who was Alfred Russel Wallace, and he was a naturalist, explorer, geographer, surveyor he trained as, wasn't it?
Yep.
And it's independently from Darwin, he came up with the theory of evolution through natural selection. About he was born Victorian, 1823, I think he was born in Usk. How did he end up in Neath? Don't tell me yet, you have to wait. We'll better get started. Yeah. So he was quite pleasant about Neath. There's a quote here, I wrote it down, about how he liked the valley.
He came here twice. He had a few year spell to start with, went away for a couple of years, then returned for 2 to 3 years again.
Yeah.
And then that was the end of his story in Neath.
So we're going to get started. I mentioned it's Alfred Russel Wallace, Russell with one L, because there is a spelling mistake on one of the... yeah.
Source of great embarrassment at the time.
So we're going to get started. Like I said, we're starting here at Neath Castle, and you're going to lead the way. Like I said, map in the description. So from the castle, you go straight across through a small little lane. What's it called?
I think it's Church Place here. Not
Yeah.
This particular lane's got a name.
This little lane to Church Place. And there's the church. And we take a slight right. So the first place we get to is...
Designed by Russel Wallace.
Yeah.
It's the Neath Mechanics Institute, which has changed purposes a lot over the years.
Did he work there?
Good question. Whether he worked there, I don't know. But
He obviously went there, he would have visited there.
Indeed, yeah. But yeah, changed purposes through the years. Briefly held a museum, as you see the light above the door there. It was a scene of a fire in, I'll have to check my notes for the exact date of that. But yeah, it held a library at the time of the fire.
Okay.
And is currently the home of the Neath Mechanics Institute. No, it's not. I take it back. It's the Neath Antiquarian Society.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
We know what you meant. It is the Neath Antiquarian Society's building now. The information's correct, but the spelling's wrong. So from the Mechanics Institute, we walk down. This is the town hall.
It is.
Excuse the alarm going off. So from Church Place then, we take a right, is it? Down?
Yeah, onto New Street. Down towards Morrison's.
Would you say his legacy was sort of forgotten for a bit?
For a long time, yeah.
Overshadowed by Darwin and...
Well, I'd say several hundred years. It'd be only in the 2010s where, particularly in Neath, there was a campaign from the Neath Antiquarian Society, local council, to try and get him, plaques to acknowledge and remember him.
I read somewhere a big fan of his was Bill Bailey.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's given a few talks on him.
Yeah. And also they've done a plaque in the Natural History Museum. I think David Attenborough did something.
There was a nice plaque in the town hall dedicated to him, separate to the one on the Mechanics Institute, which we won't get to see today because it's obviously locked up. There's a bust of his face on the back wall.
Like I said, he was born in 1823, but he came down to work with his brother in 1841 as a surveyor. What was that for? A railway or something, was it?
It was to do the railways,
Yeah.
But that quickly turned into an interest in naturalism and focused on the Neath Valley.
Well, after Morrison's, we go under. Is that a road bridge? Railway bridge.
That's the railway bridge, yeah. That's the main line to Swansea. And it's under Bridge Street.
Okay, they're up Bridge Street. So we're coming up to the Neath Canal now, aren't we?
Yep.
And that's where we're going to join it. So you go under the railway bridge and you come across a strange place called Moose Hall.
It's only been called that for the last couple of years.
Okay.
Who's the Jehovah's Witness?
And on the right here you can walk down and we're going to join the canal. Just to point out, this is a sort of condensed version because, as Oliver was saying, there's so many other places over his time in the valley he visited. So that's what he said. So much beautiful and picturesque scenery and so many interesting features as the Vale of Neath.
It's a great time to text that.
Yeah.
And the trolley.
Yeah. Obviously, he didn't walk past Morrison's car park on his little walk then. I'll read that again. So much beautiful and picturesque scenery and so many interesting special features as the Vale of Neath. We're only joking.
Maybe we get up in over there.
They used to have canal trips up here, didn't they?
They did, yeah. And since the
Look, it's just
being maintained,
yeah, it's just overgrown now. It's a bit of a shame.
I think that was up until as recently as the start of COVID.
I can't believe there's so much history
Yeah.
and natural beauty as well, and it's just been neglected.
Yeah.
So we're walking into the sun at the moment. So we walk up the canal for about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. On your right, you're going to see the castle. And we're walking towards, what's the name of the church?
St. Ifthids,
Okay, and that dates from the
13th century.
a 13th century church. But that's relevant to our little story because Wallace...
Yeah, he lived next door in in Ifthids, in Clantwit Cottage.
Okay. And that's still there, said the cottage
It is,
itself.
yeah, it's still there. I believe it's still lived in.
So there are the ruins of the castle.
Just in front of it is the Quaker Meeting House, which is where a lot of famous people in Neath history are buried.
Actually, in the grounds there on the left.
Yeah, Joseph Tregel's Price, the owner of the Neath Abbey Ironworks.
Yeah.
That's where his gravestone is. Yes, that's the former Lletynedd workhouses, which are now Neath YMCA, but I will have to check if there is a link to Russell Wallace.
But it was the workhouse, was it?
Indeed, yeah.
Well, I was looking up Wallace before the walk, because one of the reasons he may have been overlooked is he was into, like many Victorians were into, spiritualism and mesmerism, like on the fringes of science. So I think he was sort of, because of his interest in that, he was sort of overlooked by the scientific community.
I think in reality he was somewhere in between. In terms of the timeline, I certainly know he would have become more interested in naturalism while in the Neath Valley, but whether the spiritualist side was preceding that. Not quite sure. Would have happened if it did.
Well, there's the church.
Very pretty building, 13th century. Second oldest building in the Neath Valley area. Second to Neath Castle. And obviously linked to Russel Wallace on the basis of Llantuit Cottage, which is just around it on the right hand side here.
So it's on the tower, behind the tower.
Yeah.
It's a bit overgrown to see through.
And just so happens this week they've got their open week there, which is a rare chance to go inside.
So after Neath, he ended up going to the Amazon basin, didn't he? I think. Then he went over to Southeast Asia. Where are we now then?
We're approaching the Aberdulais basin, so towards the end of this leg of the Neath Canal.
So this is where the canal splits. One branch goes to Neath and ends up in Britain Ferry now, doesn't it?
Yeah, Giant's Grave, Britain Ferry.
And the other branch goes off towards
Port Tennant, Swansea.
the Tennant Canal.
Yeah.
And that's the one we're walking back on.
Yes. The very first lock heading northwards, or northeast, on the Neath Canal is Tinerail Lock. I believe the house to the right is Tinerail House, which would have been the man's house?
A lock keeper.
Yeah.
Okay, so the canal continues that way, doesn't it? But we're going to go
left downhill
to the basin. And that's the new cafe, Booths by the Bridge. So that's the Aberdulais basin under the arches there. There's the cafe. We walk past the cafe and then we cross the river then.
Yeah, so there's quite a few generations of history that you can see from this spot here. Down below you've got the Aberdulais Canal basin. On the near side you've got the disused railway bridge. Through the arches of the railway bridge you've got the 202-year-old Aberdulais aqueduct, which is not in a great state of repair these days. And then peering through in the far side, you can obviously see the A465 bridge passing there. But you can also see the tower of Aberdulais Falls in the distance.
We'll get a better view of that when we walk. We're walking towards it, aren't we? So
we'll be going under there, the left-hand side.
Yeah. So we've left the Neath Canal, walked over the Neath River, and now we're joining the Tennant Canal. And this goes all the way down to Port Tennant.
Of Swansea. Goes past Neath Abbey at one point.
Yeah, if we missed that, this is the canal that goes past Neath Abbey. This house here, for sale, an old chapel. And we're going past some probably workmen's cottages.
It's very Balamory with all the colours.
One thing you mentioned to me last time we did this was nothing to do with Wallace, to do with graffiti.
Indeed, yeah, that'll be coming up. Some of the graffiti there has been there since the 70s. So you'll see allusions to Liverpool's European Cup winning teams with players that, modern day football fan are probably starting to forget.
It's a bit quieter here, isn't it? We'll do that again because it's so noisy up there with the roads.
Whoosh.
You're saying if you want to do the walk yourself and find out more about Wallace.
Yeah, there's lots of resources, whether it be from Neath Town Council, the Neath Antiquarian Society, Covline have got their own resources online, all full of maps and different locations which are associated with Russel Wallace. Yeah,
like you mentioned Melancourt Waterfall. I've done a walk up there, and I'll link that below as well. Also up at Neath Beacon, that area. That's an interesting area up there. Well,
yeah, it's basically the gateway to waterfall country.
Yeah, waterfall country, and they've got some industry up there with the gunpowder works.
Yeah, and Dinas Rock, all in the same sort of area.
Yeah, I'll link those below as well. So we've got about a mile to go, I think.
Yeah, it's not long at all. No.
Yeah, like I said, the walk itself is about 4 miles in total, and takes about an hour and a half. Anyway, let's continue. I think we are coming up to that bridge, which has the old 1970s graffiti. Kenny Dalglish, Liverpool by far the greatest. Thin Lizzy, Fleetwood Mac.
Santana and Whitesnake.
Jobs Not Bombs. LFC 78 League Cup final. A little slice of contemporary history there.
It's a fish, that.
So we left the Tennant Canal, crossed the River Neath, heading back to the town centre, and we're going to go past Moose Hall again. But if you continue walking down the canal, you end up by Neath Abbey. So we'll see you back by the castle. Well, we're back at Neath Castle. Is that open today? Don't think it is. Bit of a shame, isn't it? You thought it'd be open on the weekend. Well, that was the walk. The Alfred Russel, with one L, Wallace walk. Thanks to Oliver for showing me around.
No
like I said, we only touched the surface of this walk and his life in Neath and his life in general. So check out the links, I'll put some below, and the ones you mentioned, the Neath Antiquarian Society and some others. So thanks again, and remember, until next time, keep walking. I've got a catchphrase now. You can do it. Keep walking.
Keep walking.
Bye.